Hi, this is Ushio, and welcome back to Sable's Grimoire. In the last episode, Drakan had a bit of a crisis, and she's really insecure about whether people are going to like her or not. And we said that we're her friend, and it looks like we're going to have a bit of a nice time. However, I'm kind of curious. I want to see how the bad route goes. So if we're kind of flippant and say that friendship is overrated, how is it going to go? So we're going to check this out, and then we're going to go back to the happier route, but we're going to see how this goes. I can see how vexing this must all be for you. Not understanding your own thoughts certainly does sound troublesome. But you know, even if we're not friends, does it really matter? Does it matter? What do you mean by that? Are you saying that you don't care if we're friends or not? No, I'm saying that friends are overrated. Think about all of the students you've met at Amadronia, Dragon. Think about all of the things they've said and done in your presence. How many of them do you actually want to be friends with? Do you think that spending more time with even a single one of them would improve your experience here? Do you think befriending them would somehow enrich your life? I'm not going to say that you should give up on making friends, Dragon, but I'm going to recommend that you place less importance on it. But one of the main reasons why I came here was to make friends. I just can't dismiss that as something unimportant. You know, Dragon, there's a human proverb which I think applies here. If you can't stand being alone, it's because you're in bad company. Being alone isn't a bad thing, you just need to get used to doing your own thing without expecting other people to guide you. Sable? Okay, I appreciate what you're trying to say, but I don't think you understand. I am alone, and I've always been alone. I spent my entire life without experiencing friendship or camaraderie or being part of a community. Just me and Mama, living alone in a cold dark cave. No visitors, acquaintances or friends. The closest thing I ever got to social activity was going hunting with Mama and toying with my prey. Do you expect me to go back to that, Sable? To return to the loneliness of being accompanied only by a single person who sees me as nothing more than the pitiful half-blooded extension of herself? Dragon, calm down. You know it's not what I meant. None of it is. All I'm trying to say is that being alone isn't as bad as you're making it out to be. You don't need to be surrounded by other people for your existence to have meaning or to have fun. Personally, I often prefer to be alone. It's just too difficult to relax or to clear your head when you're surrounded by other people. There are actually quite a few advantages to being alone. Don't try to preach to me the benefits of being alone, Sable. I spent more time in isolation than you spent on the planet. I want to be surrounded by others. I want to spend my days indulging in inane, pointless banter and wasting my time listening to the mundane, idiotic lives of lesser beings. I came to Amadronia to experience what it's like to be human. I don't want to spend this brief respite as the same frightening, deplorable being everyone has always taken me to be. Mama just tells me to suck it up and to get used to the solitude. She says that dragons are solitary creatures by nature, and that we should derive joy from being alone. But I'm not like Mama. I'm not a full-blooded dragon. I don't enjoy solitude, and I don't want to live away from everyone and everything else. I just want to live the life of an ordinary human. Stunned by Dragon's confession, I stare at her blankly without saying a word. This frightfully rare, powerful being, who effortlessly puts myself and every other student of this academy to shame, laments the fact that she was born to such a special existence. My humanity, a part of which I wouldn't hesitate to call my greatest weakness, is the thing this creature of legend cherishes more than anything. In learning that, I finally realised just how fundamentally different the two of us are. Not because we're different races, or because we had different personalities, but due to the polarising views that we possess. A powerful, solitary being who yearns for the comfort and security of a community. A weak, pitiful human being who actively rejects those around him and seeks power beyond his reach. The two of us were fated from the very beginning to never see eye to eye. Perhaps it was just too soon for me after all. I should have stayed at home a while longer, perfecting my human form and developing greater control over my emotions, rather than rushing things and going in half-cocked. Isn't it ironic? I failed to act human and to fit in here, all because I haven't yet lost my humanity to my other half. If I were a full-blooded dragon, I'd be able to take on a perfect human form with ease and keep my emotions in check at all times. But because I'm half-human, my nature as a half-breed keeps exposing itself. If I'm going to have any hope of easing that sense of longing and being treated just like everybody else, it's going to have to be by beginning anew somewhere far away from here. Dragon lowers her gaze as she solemnly utters that final sentence. Taking Dragon's utterance at face value, it isn't until our gazes meet once again that I understand the true meaning behind what she's saying. Thanks for everything you've done for me, Sable. For going along with my selfish whims, and for putting up with my feigned idiocy. Before all of that, I must thank you for seeing past my troublesome nature, and agreeing to befriend someone as dangerous and unstable as me. Even if I couldn't make any other friends in my time here, I'm glad that I was able to find one person who would treat me like everybody else and give me a taste of what it means to have friends. Drakan walks toward me, still wearing a sad smile on her face as she does. Rather than walk straight past me, however, Drakan instead stands directly in front of me, placing one hand on my shoulder and the other on my cheek. The moment I take my eyes off Drakan's hands, her face suddenly draws near. Drakan places her lips against mine without a moment's warning, stealing my first kiss before I can even grasp her intention. Drakan removes her lips from mine after what feels like a few minutes, though in reality only a few seconds have passed. Her watery eyes then gaze at me once more, and her throat quivers as she attempts to speak. I truly am glad to have met you, Sable. Even if your actions haven't all made sense to me, I know that you've always had the best of intentions. The time we spent together was short, but I want you to know that even with a lifespan as long as mine, I won't forget about you. Thank you for being my first friend, Sable. You never know how much it meant to me. Drakan's voice fades away as her physical form disappears before my eyes. Hesitantly, I reach out toward the space where she stood only moments ago. I wave my arms around, trying to touch the physical being who once stood before me. As expected, there's nothing. Drakan did not make herself invisible. She did not trick my eyes into thinking she disappeared, or somehow cloak her presence. Utilizing magic unknown to me, Drakan has completely vanished, not just from my sight, but from Amadronia in its entirety. Following her disappearance, nobody reports that they've seen from Drakan even once. Without a word to her teacher or to the principal, Drakan stops attending class. In fact, she seems to have withdrawn from the academy altogether. Nobody knows where she's gone or why. It's just the transient nature of Drakan, some say. Good riddance, bellow others. For all of the students and teachers at Amadronia, I appear to be the only one troubled by her disappearance. The others are indifferent, some even glad, that the infamous Dragon Girl is gone at last. As the months pass by without a word from Drakan, I finally accept that she's not coming back. She's gone to another magic academy, I tell myself, and this time around she's taken on full human form. At this very instant, she's skillfully hiding her true identity and making more friends than she can count. I have no basis for believing this. For all I know, Drakan might have given up on making friends and simply returned to her mother's cave. Or perhaps she's biding her time, waiting until later in life before attempting to live among others once more. Wherever you are, Drakan, and whatever you're doing with your life right now, I hope that you found what you're looking for. And that sounds very much like a bit of a bad ending for Drakan. Ending 11 of 16, gone to a better place. Okay, so that was a bit of a downer ending, but I'm sure that we can do better. Okay, now we got the bad ending out of the way, let's continue pursuing a slightly better ending. So this time we are friends, and we're going to meet up and go out again. In spite of the unnecessary drama we went through after our first visit to the city, not to mention the horrific turn of events during our first trip to the city itself, Drakan and I agreed to visit Amadronia City once again. Now that we're on break, there's no longer any issue with the timing of our visit. Furthermore, we can now spend a day or two off campus without causing any problems. Nonetheless, we've once again agreed to leave over the weekend, and if all goes to plan, we should be back at Amadronia Academy by nightfall. On the morning of my second date with Drakan, I once again head to the courtyard bright and early. Unlike before, this time around I don't even wait for the cafeteria to open before heading out. As per Drakan's instructions, I leave my room the moment the sun rises and go straight to the courtyard without delay. Damn, I don't know how you can do this, Drakan. I hate sleep as much as the next guy, but I still need it in order to survive. Wow, maybe you should try hibernating once in a while. After a good long rest, I find that I can go for months without sleeping a wink. That might work for dragons, but I don't think humans are built that way. Why are we out here so early in the morning anyway? Couldn't we have left at the same hour as last time? Well, we could have, but after all of the commotion we caused last time, the elf warned me not to fly over the city anymore. He said that the humans were starting to set up trebuchets in response to dragon sightings, so it's going to be dangerous to fly over them again. Trebuchets? Yeah, scary, right? Unbelievable's more like it. It's kind of an archaic approach, but sure. Okay then, if we're not flying, how are we going to get there? The human way, of course. Why else would I take this form on campus? I take another look at Drakan, examining her from head to toe. Surely enough, Drakan is already in her human form, and dressed in her date clothes from last time. Thinking about her appearance and declaration, my eyes widen in realization. You mean we've got to get the train? That's right. Dressed up as normal humans. We're going to use the normal human transportation, spend the night in the normal human city, and return to the academy as normal human beings. Your emphasis on the word normal worries me. Do you even know how a normal human being uses public transportation or finds accommodation in the city? Nope. But as long as we stick together like glue, shouldn't be a problem. So you're delegating everything to me again. Well, that's fine. I'll figure it out. Are you going to be okay spending the entire day in that form though? You weren't too steady on your feet last time. No problem. I've been practicing in my room since our last outing. I'm confident that my human form won't be a cause for concern. If you say so. In that case, I guess we better start walking. The train station is a fair distance from here. Even if I use muscle reinforcement magic, it's still going to take a while. That's okay. I could walk all day long if necessary. In fact, if you get too tired, I could even carry you. Let's save that possibility for when my legs give out on me. For now, I'll walk by your side, just like last time. Okay. Off we go. Drakan and I disappear through the academy's front gate as our fellow students continue to sleep. Still in human form, Drakan takes long strides, swinging her arms back and forth as she quickly outpaces me. Just as she boasted, Drakan seems to have gotten used to her more human form. It looks like she really has been practicing. Drakan must have been really looking forward to today, even more so than last time, when she was as nervous as she was excited. Now I kind of feel bad for giving today no prior thought. Performing low-level muscle reinforcement magic on my legs, I catch up to Drakan as she threatens to leave me behind. Oh well, I'll just have to make it up to her by making sure Drakan has as much fun as possible. The incident last time might have put a damper on things, but otherwise it was a fairly enjoyable outing. As long as history doesn't repeat itself, today ought to be superior to our last outing in every way. Oh man, we finally made it. Are you okay? You kinda look tired. Maybe I should have carried you after all. I'm fine. I just need to rest. I slump down on one of the seats on the side of the platform. The moment I do, a feeling of relief surges through my body. My sore feet are given the chance to rest at last, and I can finally undo the muscle reinforcement magic which expedited our trip. Wow, this seat's not comfortable. Am I sitting on it wrong? No, you're doing it fine. They're just not made to be comfortable, that's all. Oh, okay. While I'm in the middle of deriving great joy from finally being off my feet, Drakan sits down beside me. Be it her unfamiliarity with sitting down while in human form, or simply the rigid bench on which we're sitting, she doesn't seem particularly comfortable. Don't worry, the train should be here before long. The train seats are generally far more comfortable than these, so you shouldn't have to put up with this much longer. Okay, I'll wait like this then. But how do you know that the train's going to be here soon? Can you sense it or something? No, it's nothing like that. See the screen over there? The one at the top of the pole? Yep, that's it. The entry at the top of the screen tells us which train is going to arrive at this platform, and when it's going to arrive. Oh, I see. Central Station, 2 minutes. Oh, so that means the train's here that soon. As long as it isn't delayed, yeah. Yeah, I get it now. Human technology isn't so complicated after all. No, I think the technology itself is pretty elaborate. It's the display that's simple. They purposely make it as easy to understand as possible, so just about anyone can read it. Oh, because otherwise humans would be too stupid to figure it out. You didn't figure it out yourself, Drakan, come on. After chatting with Drakan for a short while, I begin to pick up the unmistakable clacking sound of the train as it approaches. With only minor reservation, Drakan follows me on board the train, after which I guide her over to a vacant pair of seats. Gonna chill out here? Wow, you weren't kidding. These seats are way more comfortable than the bench. Not only that, the temperature here is lower, there's no wind, and there are no bugs, and there's no sunlight getting in my eyes either. This is 1,000 times more luxurious than flying. I don't know if I'd go that far. I agree that it's convenient, but luxurious might be stretching it. No way, being able to sit down in a cool room is definitely a luxury compared to flapping your wings under direct sunlight the entire trip. Oh, and don't even get me started on all of the pests. Bugs fly in your face, birds land on your back, elves fire arrows at you. Do you even know how hard it is to get bird poop off your scales or elf blood off your claws? No, I can honestly say I've got no idea how difficult that is. It's not easy, let me tell you. Anyway, it's a good thing we arrived at the train station when we did. If we'd left the academy just a little while later, we would have missed the train. If that were to happen, who knows when we get the next chance to go out like this. Drakan takes my hand in hers as she celebrates our fortunate timing. Despite the manner in which our previous outing ended, it seems the Drakan has been looking forward to visiting the city once again. Even if we missed this train, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Another one would have arrived in half an hour, maybe an hour at worst. Trains heading to Central Station are fairly regular. Oh, so this is how it works. I thought that if we missed this one, we'd need to try again another day. No. There are plenty of other trains to go around, and most of them tend to make numerous trips back and forth throughout the day. Some of the trains heading out of the country stop for the day once they reach their destination, but we won't have to worry about that. Wow, I didn't know that. In that case, just how many trains are there? On this railway? In the whole world? I don't know. How would one even begin to measure something like that? Tens of thousands, I guess? Maybe more. Wow, that many. Then even if we missed this train, there'd still be plenty more for us to catch. Yeah, like I said, every half hour or so. That's so cool. No wonder humans can travel such great distances despite not having wings. What about the tiny trains I saw in the city? Tiny trains? I think back to my previous outing with Drakan. During our time in the city, the only vehicles we caught sight of were cars, motorcycles, buses, and other similar automobiles. There were no trams, so she couldn't mean one of those. I guess she's talking about cars. Skeptical, I put forward my best guess. By tiny trains, do you mean a car? Yeah, those. The short, stubby trains racing up and down the street. How many of those things are there exactly? I lost count at 300 while we were walking around the city. I don't know how many there are, but cars do outnumber trains by a pretty significant margin. If trains number in the thousands, then cars would be measured in the millions. There might even be more than a billion. Wow, humans really are resourceful. No wonder you're taking over the planet. Seemingly amazed by the sheer number of humans in the world, Drakan turns her gaze to the window. She stares through the transparent glass, her eyes and mouth wide open. Amazing. Not only is it comfortable in here, you also have a great view. Even though you can't see much, it's all big and up close. It feels like I can reach out and touch the trees. I don't get that sensation at all when I'm flying. Yeah, if there's one thing humans are good at, it's making the best of our circumstances. Flying high in the sky is pretty amazing too though. I'm sure most people would be envious that you let me ride on your back. Oh, yeah. I guess that isn't something just any human would have a chance to experience. Drakan looks down on her lap as a red tinge appears on her cheeks. Sable, I'm sure you already know this, but it's not like I just let anybody ride on my back, you know. I'm okay with it if it's you, but honestly, even that's rather embarrassing. Now blushing from ear to ear, Drakan peeks up at my face as her voice gradually lowers in volume. The moment our eyes meet, Drakan's gaze returns to her lap, at which point she lets out a troubled moan. Don't worry, I understand completely. I'm very thankful to have such a rare privilege bestowed upon me. I won't take your kindness for granted. Yeah, so long as you understand. Drakan squeezes my hand more tightly as her face remains a different shade of red than usual. At that moment, I finally realise the kind of situation we're in. Come to think of it, if you're embarrassed about me riding on your back, how come you can hold my hand like this without feeling that way? Not that it bothers me. Drakan was ledging onto my side before, even going as far as pressing her breasts right up against my arm. Compared to that, this is way less embarrassing. Those are two completely different things. When I'm in my dragon form, I'm completely naked, you know? Being in direct contact with you when I'm not wearing anything's just, Drakan's face turns a deeper shade of red as she begins to fidget. Even so, she doesn't let go of my hand. If anything, it feels as though Drakan is gripping my hand even more tightly than she was a moment ago. Okay, I guess I can kind of understand that in a way. But if that's the case, don't you feel embarrassed being seen in your dragon form? Drakan shakes her head. I have scales to cover the important bits, and I'm too high up in the sky for anyone to see me anyway. It's not like when I'm naked in my human form, where everything is out in the open. So being seen naked in dragon form is different than in human form, but being touched is still embarrassing either way. I guess it's something only a dragon would understand. Okay, I think I understand, as much as a human could hope to at least. Either way, I look down at my hand, which Drakan is still gripping tightly. That still doesn't explain why you're holding my hand. Does it bother you? I didn't say that. I was just wondering what made you decide to do so. Well, I did say I was going to stick to you like glue. Once we reach the city, yeah? But there shouldn't be any reason for you to get so close to me when we're on the train. Drakan doesn't respond. Instead, she squeezes my hand a little tighter, as if to prevent me from pulling my hand away. Then she turns her gaze toward the window yet again. Forget it. If Drakan doesn't have a problem with this, then neither do I. I'll just shut up, keep my thoughts to myself, and enjoy our skinship until we arrive at our destination. Riding that train. Wow, it's even more lively than last time. There are people everywhere. I still can't believe so many humans can fit into such a small city. When I'm flying overhead, this place looks so small. That's hardly surprising, given how high you were flying when I rode you back. But now that you're here on this level, it looks more than big enough to house many thousands of people, doesn't it? Sure does, and there's so much open space too, despite the number of humans moving around. I bet I could walk around here in my dragon form without running into any obstacles at all. I would advise against that. You caused enough of a ruckus just by flying overhead in dragon form. Waltzing through the city like that is definitely a bad idea. It's just a joke, Sable, lighten up. I wouldn't really do something that reckless. Somehow, I don't believe that. Putting aside what you would or wouldn't do in dragon form, what would you like to do today as a normal human being? Wow, good question. Even though we left the academy early, it's almost midday. The train ride here took much longer than I thought it would. Oh, that's partly my fault. I didn't think about it at the time, but if we'd waited for an express train, we would have arrived earlier. We could have departed from the academy later, but gotten here earlier. I see. I didn't realise it was a possibility. Oh well, we're here now. Let's make the most of the time we have left until nightfall. Do you have anything particular in mind? Well, I guess breakfast would be a good start. Oh, and after that, let's go shopping again. Again? You didn't buy a single thing last time other than food. That's because I wanted to see everything the city had to offer before choosing what to buy. But you know, now I'm not sure I'll have enough money. There's just so much cool stuff here in the city. I couldn't believe all of the interesting outfits and foods we came across last time. What was that one thing I showed you? The weird boob holder thing? You mean a bra? Yeah, that one. Bandages kinda chase sometimes, you know. It isn't a problem most of the time, but when I'm in full human form like I am right now, it gets pretty uncomfortable. But bras are supposed to be comfortable, right? Easy on the skin, soft and junk? How would I know? You've never worn a bra. I'm not that kind of guy. Honestly, these are the sorts of questions you should be asking your female friends. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know if I can really do that though. Oh, no sooner have the words left my mouth than I realise what a blunder I've made. After the recent drama involving Dragon's inability to make friends, it should be obvious that she can't ask any of her non-existent female friends. I could try to ask some of the students I've spoken to in the past, but I don't know if they'd give me a proper answer. They'd probably just tell me what I wanted to hear, or whatever will make me leave sooner. I can't rely on these people. My expression slackens as I catch a glimpse of something I'd hoped I wouldn't be seeing again anytime soon. Thanks to my careless words, Dragon has once again been reminded of her undesirable situation, and with it, the joyful smile has been wiped from her face. How tactless of me. I'm sorry, Dragon, I didn't mean to bring it up. That was insensitive of me. Please just forget that I said anything. Dragon shakes her head. No, you didn't say anything wrong. You're right, this is the kind of thing for which I should be relying on other people, and it's my own fault that I have nobody else. I mean, how would you feel if I'd hunted down your kind, or burned the settlements of your people to the ground? I should be thankful that the other students will even acknowledge my existence, let alone talk to me. After hearing Dragon's hypothetical scenario, I'm reminded of one of the reasons why she hasn't been able to befriend other students. Her offhand statements might seem like nothing more than a joke to me, but in the eyes of other students at Amadronia, it's quite easy to see Dragon as a villain. Well, you still have at least one friend, and you know what they say, quality over quantity. Besides, even if you haven't been able to make friends so far, it's not like you're running out of time. Students could remain at Amadronia for up to 6 years. There's no point stressing out just because the first couple of months didn't go the way you wanted. Yeah, maybe you're right. Thanks, Sable. Don't mention it. So let's get you a... oh, you know. Yeah, bra shops, here we come. Make sure you help me pick something good, Sable. Please don't put too much faith in me when it comes to things like this. Gonna get them bras. Okay. Thankful to be off the topic of Dragon's alienation, I walked with Dragon hand in hand to the nearest shopping centre. After briefly stopping by a fast food restaurant, the two of us agreed to go clothes shopping as promised. Now that's what I call a successful mission. I can't wait to go somewhere private and put these on. You could have put them on back in the store. The changing rooms aren't only for trying clothes on. It's fine, I'll wait until tonight. It's nice and cool in here, so my boobs aren't all sweaty and chafing anymore. For a girl who's shy about being seen untouched, Dragon sure doesn't hesitate to bring up embarrassing subjects. Well, if you're sure you're okay with waiting. Yeah, it's no problem. Besides, I wouldn't want to embarrass you again. Your face was all red the entire time I was trying on different outfits. That's because it's a woman's lingerie shop. Men have no place in such an obscure realm. Damn, you're just embarrassed from looking at all the bras and knickers. I'm a young man, okay? Shopping for underwear is too high level for a former shut-in like myself. A shut-in? What's that? Is it like a reclusive mage who locks themselves away in a castle tower in order to conduct their research? Yeah, kind of. When a human is called a shut-in, it usually means there's someone who refuses to leave their house. Oh, I see. And you're a shut-in. You could say that. It's not that I didn't want to go outside, I just found it easier to conduct my research within the confines of my room. Like the mage in the tower. Yeah, like the mage in the tower. Oh, you know what, Sable? You should get a castle. That way you can lock yourself away and do your research, but I'll still be able to fly up to your tower and visit you. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. I don't really have the money to buy a castle though. So make one, I'll help. Or you could steal an existing castle and take it by force. No, I don't think I'll be doing that. Making a castle would take far too long, and taking one by force is out of the question. I guess that just leaves the option of buying one. How much do castles cost? Too much to ever be a feasible purchase for a student. Forget about my purchases. What about you? Now that you bought some new clothes, is there anything else you wanted to buy? Well, there was this one thing I saw last time that looked nice, but there were a few too many zeros on the end of the price tag. Oh, the jewellery shop. Yeah, that's right. So many shiny and glittery gemstones, all paired with ample gold and silver, yet it's somehow beyond my reach. To be honest, the last time we came here, I had the urge to destroy the entire shop and hoard all of the treasure. Thank you for restraining yourself. But you know, if there was one in particular that you wanted, I might be able to buy it for you. Really? Are you serious, Sable? You'd buy it for me? I said I might be able to buy it. I don't even know what it costs yet. So, is there one particular that you want? There sure is. There's this gold ring with a wavy crimson streak running along it. I couldn't take my eyes off it. It took every ounce of my self-control to not smash the glass, grab it and fly away. Once again, I thank you for restraining yourself. So, what did the ring cost? Well, I think it was $20,000. $20,000? Wow. Did it belong to a former king or something? Well, you think it might have. Now I want it even more. Oh, for God. Oh, okay, fine. I'll see if I can afford it. You go back to the changing room and put on your new bra, okay? I'll come and get you when I know. You bet. I can't wait to... Oh. Before her voice can grow any louder, Drakan suddenly quells her excitement as a distressing thought comes to mind. Sable, I know I said I wanted that ring, but don't do this unless you're really sure, okay? I mean, I do want it, like really bad, like so badly that my blood pulses every time I think about it, but, you know, I don't want you to go hungry because of me, okay? As much as I want that ring, I don't want to cause you any trouble or make you suffer because of my selfishness, so please don't feel pressured to do this for me. Even if you change your mind, I won't think badly about you. I understand. Thanks for your concern. I'll take your words into consideration. Harbouring conflicting feelings of guilt and desire, Drakan reluctantly retreats into the clothing store from which we departed a short time ago. Once she's out of sight, I prepare to make a call. Using magic in the middle of the mall like this might not be a bright idea, but I don't exactly have much of a choice. Go hide in the toilets or something, dude. I haven't seen a single mobile phone at Amadronia, and I'm not about to open my terminal while I'm hiding away in the toilet. Oh, okay, fine. Trying my best to ignore the gazes of onlookers, I call the man who previously promised to help fund Drakan's gift, namely the principal, Iron. Well, if it isn't the romanticist himself. Are you having fun with that headstrong girlfriend of yours? I'm enjoying myself for the most part, yeah. Drakan seems intent on embarrassing me though. She's been clinging on to my arm all day so we don't get separated, and the only store we've walked into was a lingerie shop. Oh my, Sable, you really do have your hands full. It sounds like the two of you are progressing down the path of a couple quite rapidly. Drakan's probably just nervous or excited. I'm sure she doesn't mean anything by it. I wouldn't be so sure. A maiden's heart works in mysterious ways, Sable. Just because she hasn't openly declared her love to you, that isn't to say she doesn't feel that way. No, I really doubt that's what's going on here. Drakan just wants to learn about human society, that's all. With you. With her only friend. Oh, well, no matter. I'm sure you'll win her heart before long. And that's why you called me, isn't it? You want to take me up on my offer? If possible, yeah. This thing's expensive, though. Is 20,000 too much? 20,000? For a single ring? Was it forged from holy silver in the heart of a volcano? Beats me. All I know is Drakan really wants it. I see. Okay, I'll transfer the money into your account shortly. It'll be in the account with which you usually receive your living expenses from the academy. You're really gonna give me such a large sum of money? Just like that? I said I would, didn't I? Besides, dragons get super possessive when it comes to treasure. If Dragon has her heart set on that ring, then that's the one you should buy. I'll send you the money as soon as the call ends, so go make that young girl's day, okay? And her night, if anything goes to... Okay, dirty geezer, cut that off. Know when to stop talking, dude. I close my terminal and end our chat before I can even say something unbefitting of a principal. No, let him say it. He just gave you 20 grand. Man. I can see why Leisha gets so frustrated with her father. He's a good person, and I do like Iron, but that man is a little too open with others, especially his students. Shaking my head with a wry smile on my face, I walk off in the direction of the jewellery store Dragon and I passed on our previous visit. Wow, this isn't good. She's going to notice. Dragon's definitely going to notice. I spin the ring I've just purchased around one more time as I glance it over. Every time I look at the ring, I become more and more convinced the Dragon isn't going to be pleased with it. What kind of idiot goes out and spends $20,000 on a ring? I mean, I was planning to, but who is it that beat me to the punch? Unfortunately, the ring I'm holding between my fingers is not the one Dragon wanted. The ring she so desperately craved has already been sold some time between now and our last visit. This is merely a replacement. Oh well, nothing I can do about it now. I mean, you could have waited for her, and you could have picked it together or something. Oh well. Besides, Dragon said she'd be okay if I changed my mind. At least this way she gets something. Placing the ring back in its box, I stuffed the box into my pocket and walked toward the clothing store. Oh, Sable, there you are. You were taking so long that I was starting to get anxious. Sorry, I meant to come back sooner. I had a snag. It's fine. I spent most of the time trying on different outfits anyway. Oh, look at this. Dragon happily thrusts her chest forward. As she does so, Dragon's breasts bounce more than usual, and their size seems to have increased slightly. What do you think? They look big without bandages binding them, right? Yeah, now that you mention it, they do look a little bit bigger. Though I don't know why that's a big deal for someone who can change their appearance at will. So, what happened? Did you buy the ring? I mean, it's fine if you didn't. I don't want you to go broke or anything. But if you did... Unsure of how best to respond to Dragon's wavering emotional state, I sink my hand into my pocket. I then pull out the box from my pocket, open it, and present it to Dragon. Wow, you did get it. Sable, you bought me the ring after all? Dragon examines the ring I present to her skeptically. Raising an eyebrow, she takes the ring in her hand and looks it over more closely. This isn't the ring I wanted. I know, I'm sorry. I went to the jewellery store with the intention of buying the one you told me about, but this isn't the ring I wanted. Dragon throws the ring I presented to her on the ground and shouts at the top of her lungs. I told you the one I wanted, so why did you buy this one instead? It's not that I intentionally bought the wrong ring or anything. When I asked the clerk about the ring you mentioned, it had already been sold, so... Already sold? She sold my ring to somebody else. Oh, it's not really your ring? They can sell products to whoever they want. You can't expect them to hold on to it for you. Someone else has my ring. Who? Who? What now? Who has my ring? I don't know. The clerk didn't say who bought it. Unbelievable. The one thing I wanted, someone took it from me. When I find whoever took my ring, I'm gonna kill him. Dragon, calm down. Don't you think it's a bit... Dragon? Without another word, Dragon drops the bag filled with clothes she'd bought and breaks out into a sprint. Strengthening her legs with muscle reinforcement magic, she dashes around the corner, quickly disappearing from my sight. Wow, this is bad. This is like really, really bad. I'll pick up Dragon's ring off the ground, grab her shopping bag and hurry after her. Whoa, did you see that? A dragon! A live one! I can't believe it. The news reports are right after all. The moment I leave the shopping centre, I realise I'm already too late. Following the gazes of every single person present, I look up at the sky, only to see the quickly receding outline of my dear friend Dragon. In full dragon form, flying far away at a speed my eyes can't track, she soon vanishes from my sight completely, hidden behind the clouds above as she disappears to a place beyond my reach. Shit, I know I shouldn't have given her this ring. Ayn tried to warn me about giving her something else, and Dragon made it clear what she wanted, but I didn't listen. As I take another step forward, I felt something touch my foot. Looking down, I spy a familiar set of clothes, now torn to shreds and laying in pieces on the ground. A dress, underwear, and even the bra Dragon couldn't wait to try on. Her prized date clothes reduced to mere pieces of torn fabric. This is bad. I guess we're going to find out what happens in the next episode. This is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.